Today we are celebrating the Sahasrara Day. Perhaps we have not realized what a day it must have been. Without opening the Sahasrara, God itself was a myth. Religion itself was a myth. All talk about divinity was a myth. People believed in it, but it was just a belief. And the science, as it was put forward, was about to obliterate all the value system, all the proof of God Almighty. If you see in the history, one after another, when science established itself, the people who are so-called in charge of the helm of affairs in religion, in different religions, tried to cope with the findings of the science. They tried to show that all right, if it is said this much is in the Bible, and if it is wrong, we should correct it. Especially Augustine did that. And it started looking as if it's all a stupidity. These scriptures were just mythical. At least Quran itself, though had lots of things which were describing the biology of today, they could not believe that human beings were specially created by God. They thought it was just a matter of chance that one after another the animals acquired a situation by which they became human beings. Thus, all the time, divinity was challenged. And there was no way of giving a proof of whatever is said in the Bible or in the Quran or in the Gita or in the Upanishads or in the Torah. Any one of these things could not be proved because it was still just a faith. Very, very few people got their realization, and when they talked, people did not believe them and thought that they are just trying to say something which they are using to propound their own theories. So the whole thing became a kind of a dead science. There was no science of religion. People started thinking that what's the use of following these 10 commandments or these strict rules of life, because by following that you gain nothing. You lose all the fun of the life. And why to think of gaining some punyas also? And that is how all the time there was a big derailment of human value system. Also, these organized religions, these monotheistic organized religions, started taking to course of gaining power or gaining money, because they thought that's the only way you can control people and can go on. They were least bothered as to deliver the goods, whatever have been described in the Bible. Bible, of course, was tampered very much and has been lot of changes in that. And a person like Paul and Peter, who joined together, tried to spoil most of the truth. Though Quran was not so much touched, but still is dealt more with the right side, with the reproduction system and all those things. And so many things are still ambiguous. Now, simultaneously, two things have happened. I don't know if you are aware of it or not. First thing that has happened is that now we have a new science of microbiology, in which we have discovered that every cell has got a DNA tape. Every cell has got a program in it. As we have in a computer a chip, every cell has got a tape in it, in a way that it is programmed. And according to that program, the development takes place. Now imagine the intricacy of the whole thing. So many computers are already programmed, and all these cells have these in them. So a very mysterious sort of thing has come up before the scientist, and they cannot explain it. They cannot explain many things. But one of them is this. Now what Sahaja Yoga has done, that it has proved that it is the will of God, it is the desire of God, the will of God, which is doing all the work. And it has been proved. All these Chaitanya, Adi Shakti is nothing but the will of God. And will of God is the one is working out everything very harmoniously. I don't know if some of you must have read my book, first book, where I have described how this earth was created. There was a bang, but it was very harmonious, and how it developed is through the will of God. So everything was done in a way that God's will was working. Now the will of God you are feeling on your fingertips. After realization, now you have discovered the absolute science, which is the will of God, which is an absolute science. You people know that we have cured people through Sahaja Yoga. You also know giving bandhan and all that things work out. So many things work out automatically after realization that people don't want to believe. In the beginning, people would not believe when the scientist told them something. But now it is, you can see the science is always in the flux, all the time changing. One theory is again challenged, another theory is again challenged. But Sahaja Yoga has exposed you to that great truth of science which cannot be challenged, which is all there. So anybody who comes out with a new proposal about defaming God or saying that there is no God, we can prove. Not that there is God, but everything, the creation of this earth, the creation of human beings and everything was done harmoniously by the will of God. If will of God has done everything, the human beings should not take any credit for discovering some things which are created by God. Supposing this carpet is made by somebody and we start discovering all the colors, what is so great? It is all there. You cannot create. So it is not the creation part of it so much important, but the fashioning of this world, whole thing, was done by the will of God. Now, if the will of God is so important, it has to be proved. And now through Sahaja Yoga, after the breaking of the Sahasrara, you have now for the first time felt the will of God, which is such an important thing. But for us, it is come to us so sahaj that we don't understand. We just give the bandhan and the things work out and we feel that the things have worked out. So it is bandhan which has worked out, and we have managed everything. It's not so. It's much more than that. We have now become part and parcel of that big computer, of that will of God. We have become the medium, or we can say the channels of that will of God. We are connected with that will of God which created all this universe. So everything we can manage because we have got the absolute science in our hand. The absolute science which will work out the betterment of the whole world. We can prove it to the scientist that there is a will of God which has done all this creation. Even evolutionary process is the will of God. Without His will, nothing could have happened. So many people used to say that not even a blade of grass moves without the will of God, which is a very true thing. And you have seen now that the will of God we have got as our own power. We can use it. So how important it is to be a Sahaja Yogi. Perhaps we don't realize how important it is to be a Sahaja Yogi. Sahaja Yoga is not only for saying, "Mother, I am full of joy, I am enjoying myself, I got purified, everything is fine." But for what? Why did you get all these blessings? Why you have been cleansed? So that this knowledge of will of God should be apparent in you. Not only that, should be a part and parcel of you. So we have to raise our level. We have to come up. For mediocre and ordinary people, it is really useless to give them Sahaja Yoga because they are good for nothing. They are not going to help us in any way, because what is needed is now today that we should have people who can really manifest and reflect the will of God. And for that you can understand we have to have very strong people, because this will has created this whole universe, the cosmos, this Mother Earth. Everything is created by this will of God. So now we are exposed to a new dimension, and that dimension is that we are ones who are channels of that will of God. So then, what is our duty? And what should we do about it? As a result of Sahasrara being opened out, one thing, the illusions have vanished. What you call Sanskrit is Bhranti. Illusions have vanished. You should have no illusion as to the existence of God Almighty, the power of His will, and the truth about such. You should have no doubts at all. Minimum of minimum should be like that. But while using this power, you should be aware that this power is given to you because you are capable of handling it. Is it the highest power that you could think of? Take any governor, take any minister, anyone, they can be removed tomorrow. They can become corrupt. They can become absolutely devoid of any knowledge of their own powers. There are many people who just get elected without knowing what they have to do. So this is not just a conversion of people. It's not only even transformation, but it is a new fashioning of a new human being which has come forward and which is capable of carrying the will of God further. So, as a result of your realization, what you have got? The first thing that has happened is that your illusions have gone. You should have no illusions about God Almighty, His will, and that He is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. All His omnipotence has done this work. And as collective consciousness, you should also know that you are also omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. Omniscient is the thing that He sees everything, knows everything. Part of it, that power, is also within you. So, to prove His omnipresence, you have to be all the time aware that you are Sahajogis. When I find even now Sahajogis struggling about their wives, their children, their house, their jobs, I start wondering, what is their level now? Where are they? Where are they going to take up the role of what they have got? So the omnipotent God, who is everywhere, who has done all this, the will of God that has worked it out, has to work through you people. And you have to be very strong, very sensible, very wise, also very effective people. The more effective you become, the more energy you will get. But still I feel that the Sahajogis are more not taking the responsibility of understanding that they have to represent this God Almighty who is omnipresent, omniscient, who knows everything, who sees everything, and who is potent, means almighty. If you understand that this is what has happened after opening the Sahasrara, that you have now got the power which has these three qualities in it. See, now this big thing has to be supported by a strong pillars. But supposing if they are not strong, it will fall down. In the same way, such a great power which has come to. For that we don't need very successful people. We don't need people who have a big name or those who have lots of money. What we need, people of character, people of understanding, of wisdom, and of strength. That whatever may come, I will stand by it. I will take to it. I'll cope with it. I'll change myself and improve myself. So now illusion has been dispelled. I hope you all have got rid of your illusions. Also you should have no illusions about yourself. If you have any illusions, you should leave Sahajogis. But know that you are chosen for this purpose by God's will. That's why you are here. And you have to take it up, the responsibility of understanding this science which is absolute and working it out yourself, for yourself as well as for others. You have felt my love, but your love must be felt because God is love. So your love must be felt by others. Others must feel that you are compassionate, loving, understanding. That's all the time this will of God is flowing through you. And you have to work it out in such a manner that people should know that you are a saint, that this power is flowing through Then the second thing that has happened to you is that, not the illusion about God and about yourself. Second thing that has happened, that you have understood the integration. That in the world there is complete integration which is existing. Normally if you see the children, they have their own natural, innate understanding. They know. If you see normally a good child would always like to share his things, would like to love another child. If there's another little child is there, would like to protect that child. Naturally. It won't think whether it has black hair or red hair or blue hair. Naturally, innately, a child feels that way. Also, if you take another child, suppose, who is a little baby, they know that one should be careful about the privacy of the body. Children don't want to be made nude before others. No child likes it. Innately, they know. So all these innate qualities are within you. Children don't like to steal it. They don't know what stealing is. They have no idea of stealing. I have seen also children that if they go to a place which is very beautiful, in somebody's house, they will always try to keep the beauty of that place. But if it is already shabby, they don't mind. So innately all these qualities are there. I think the countries which are supposed to be underdeveloped have so many of these qualities within them, which are innately built within us. Innocence is innately built. So the will of God built up, first and foremost thing was innocence, the auspiciousness. The first thing he did was to create Sri Ganesha. Or I would say she, because the will of God is Adishakti. And all this was created, first of all, to make the whole world very beautiful. All these innate qualities were also placed within you. All those deities were placed within you, were specially made human beings, that they should become saintly people, that they should have their saintly innate sense. But it happened in the countries which developed that our brain was bombarded by all kinds of television, all kinds of things, and we became very, we can say, we became very vulnerable. We started getting into the ideas of others. Anybody who is dominating would dominate us. It's not only Hitler who dominated people. We also see today how much we are dominated if you really detach yourself from this world. For example, fashions. Certain things that come up, people cannot give at any cost. They cannot take to something that is sensible, because it's a fashion. For example, nowadays there's a fashion, say, to have such a small skirt. You can't get a long skirt anyway. Everybody has to wear that kind of a skirt. Otherwise you are not in the madhouse. Now this kind of thing is bombarded on us morning till evening. So first of all, we become slaves of these entrepreneurs. Whatever they give us now, I was told, and in Belgium you cannot get anything fresh. You have to take everything from the supermarket, which is all tinned. Gradually what is happening to us, we are getting absolutely artificial. The food is artificial, the dress is artificial, our whole attitude becomes artificial. Because we are so much bombarded by advertisement, by all kinds of outside influences, that we just get lost and we forget what is our innate sense, which is being dominated by all these modern things. So adding up to the science, also there is a big progress in another direction that we can call the money became very important. Once the money becomes important, then all your entrepreneur become important, because they know how to make money and befool you all the time. Today you have this thing, tomorrow you have that thing, today you change this and have this thing. But those people who are innately built, they do not change. They have their dresses of the same type, they do not change. On the contrary, they find it very difficult to get out of their traditional achievements and they don't want to change themselves. So for Sahaja Yogis it is important to see and watch if they are getting this slavery from the entrepreneurs in the modern times. Then the thoughts. So many books we read which gives you thoughts, which are some mad rambling, I would say, of some madman, like Freud. How could Freud influence the West? Because you have lost your innate sense and you accept it. You accepted that, and that's how Freud became your sort of a Jesus Christ. He became the most important thing. Sex became the most important thing. I mean, it's so simple. With little common sense you can understand that at every moment we are put into this kind of a domination by these few domineering people who have certain ideas and they put forward. Anybody puts any idea, for example Sartre or Sartre or anyone, that idea starts becoming, oh, he said it. Who is he? What is his life? Just see for yourself what sort of a man he is. With little common sense, but with your will that you have now, will of God, which has fashioned the whole world, which has fashioned you, every cell within you has been fashioned by God Almighty. And what are you doing is to play into the hands of these entrepreneurs. They have realized that these vulnerable people are very good for having as their disciples, I should say, to make money, to befool them. Now, on this side, you have such a great power. You are chosen for such a great thing. And on the other side, you have this kind of slavery. So try to understand that your innate qualities were lost. But luckily, by the Kundalini awakening and by breaking out the Sahasrara, all these innate qualities which will look like lost, like your innocence, like your creativity, like your religion within, like your compassion and love for the humanity, like your power of judgment, wisdom, all these great qualities which we thought were lost were nothing but they were in a dormant state. They all got awakened one by one. I don't have to tell you, don't drink this, don't eat this, don't do that. You yourself realize that this is wrong. You yourself know what is good for you. And still if you want to do wrong, you can go ahead. But already there is a light within you to see for yourself what is good and what is bad. It has come because of this Sahasrara being opened out to this new dimension of new knowledge. This is not new, it is all innately built within you. Now all those innate qualities are manifesting and you are enjoying them. So now you have to get out of your petty ideas and petty things. People are reporting to me something very funny. I can't believe Sahaja Yogis can do like that they run away with the plates that I have bought, or they run away with the cups, they throw things here and there, all over the places they are throwing things. How can you behave like this? I mean, this is so stupid and so insipid. If you do not have a proper discipline of life yourself, you cannot carry the will of God. You cannot. But I am not going to tell you, do this or do that. I respect your freedom. And I just want that your own Kundalini should awaken that wisdom in you, that greatness in you, that glory in you, and you start understanding what is our innate quality. So it will purify. Once you have purified completely, like you see, if you have some gold which is not pure, you put it in the fire, the gold is separated. In the same way, the fire of Kundalini cleanses you completely, makes you absolutely clean, and you start seeing your own glory, your own nature, your own greatness. So the integration part comes to you easily. You start integrating. First of all, we used to have Sahajogis, say some from England, some from Spain, some from here. They would always have different groups. They would never sit together. You could make out this is English sitting here, they are sitting here, they are sitting here. And they would form a group. But now it's not so. Now I find they all are becoming integrated. The integration of human beings is the most important thing for Sahaja. That comes by understanding, not by your intelligence, but by innate understanding that all human beings are made by God, by His will. And we have no right to despise anyone. The second integration that has come within you is that all religions are born on the same tree of spiritual life. That all religions are to be worshipped. All incarnations, all prophets, all scriptures are to be worshipped. There are defects, there are problems with those scriptures which can be corrected. So gradually you start entering into the subtler side of divinity to understand that all these people have worked hard to create today the atmosphere for Sahaja Yoga. And no religion is to be despised, and no religion is to be attacked, which is a very, very absolutely unreal thing. And you are working out a very unreal theory which doesn't exist in the divine plan. So this is how we finish all fundamentalism. Fundamentalists are the ones who believe that this is written in this book, this is written in this book, and that we because we read this book, we are something better. Anybody can read any book, but it's so great. Same, I would say, in Sahaja Yoga, people should not become fundamentalists. Be very careful. Because that's what you are born like that. I mean, I don't know, it's not your innate quality, but the way you are made that way, you are fashioned yourself that way, that you start also making Sahaja Yoga sometimes a fundamental. Mother said so. Do not use me anywhere. Mother said so is a way you want to dominate others. You yourself say, because now you have a right, you have an individuality in Sahaja Yoga. You can say what you have to say yourself. But don't say that mother has said it, because anybody can start like that. Christ said it, a clergyman or a pope can stand upon his own platform and say that Christ has said it. They can just arbitrarily use all these things. So nobody has business to use me arbitrarily. Whatever you have to say, you say yourself. But don't ever quote me as that mother has said it, or in this book such and such is written, so this is the line that is important. You are not bound by any line, by whatever I say. It is you who has to stand up and see for yourself what you have to say. Because you have to use now your will. And for that you have to develop yourself to have pure will, the pure desire of God Almighty. The integration not only outward but inward. Like, first of all, whatever we did, our mind used to say one thing, our heart used to say another thing, our brain used to say another thing. Now what has happened? That all these three things have become one. So whatever your brain says is absolutely acceptable to your heart, absolutely acceptable to your attention. So you yourself, you have become now integrated. Many people write, Mother, I want to do it, but I can't do it. Mother, it's my desire to do it, but I can't do it. Not now. Now you are completely integrated and you can easily do the whole thing very well. If you want to examine yourself, you should try to find out, am I integrated or not? Whatever I am doing, am I doing with my full heart or not? With my full attention or not? I have seen that you do with full heart and full intelligence, but full attention is not there. Still the attention, which is the first thing that was enlightened, is not fully used. So the whole attention should be absolutely there, that I have to do this thing with full attention. Otherwise the integration is not complete. Integration is partial. So these three things have to be completely integrated. So the integration of all the chakras comes in. Like whatever you do has to be auspicious. Whatever you do has to be with full attention. Whatever you do has to be absolutely religious. So like that, all these centers are being absolutely one, integrated power that you have. So the whole life should be integrated. Now say somebody's husband is not that level, or somebody's wife is not of that level. You shouldn't bother. You should just bother about yourself. Don't expect anything from anybody else. It is your duty which is important. You have to fulfill your duty and you have to work it out yourself. Unless and until you understand that it is your individual being which has achieved it, and it's the individual being which has to realize it. It's the individual being that has to become one, integrated with the rest of them. If you start putting things, about many times I've seen, if I say something, people start thinking that I'm saying for somebody else. They never take it for themselves. So, we have to see what is my gain. I've got financial gain, say, I've got physical gains, I've got mental gains, I've got joy, happiness. That's not the only thing. That should not be the only criteria. But what you should have is the understanding of your own personality, which is being specially fashioned many, many lives for you to come in this life to get your realization, to do the further work of will of God. Every moment when you see a miracle taking places, you do realize that is all done by Param Chaitanya. Well, what is Param Chaitanya? Is the will of Adi Shakti. And what is Adi Shakti? Is the will of God. So it's all whatever is done, is all fixed entities we can call them, or these vibrations are like we can say DNA tips. They all know how they have to fashion. See, today it's very sunny, everybody is surprised. How can they have? So many things happen like this. The other day we had Havan, it was absolutely sunny. So the whole cosmos is working for you. You are on the stage now and you have to see to it. But if you don't have faith in yourself, if you are not confident as to what you are, how can you help? How can you work out yourself and work out all the problems of the world, which are created only by human beings? So we have to absolutely overthrow all these dominations on us. First, from science, we can prove everything. That Sahaja Yoga, whatever he just said about science, has been proved. So we can throw science, which is just all the time in the flux, it's changing all the time. Then the so-called religions that we have, so-called religions, because people who have been Catholics, who have been Protestants, who have been Hindus or Muslims or this and that, they all have got that thing on their heads. And this has to be thrown away. We have to become a new personality. After realization, as I said, you become like a lotuses from the mud. So now you have become lotuses, and the lotuses have to throw away all this dead mud. Otherwise fragrance won't be there. That one has to achieve, is to throw away all these shackles which are which are killing you. Which are of no use but a burden, and beautiful lotuses as you are. You have to understand that the whole fashioning has been done so carefully, with such sweetness, with such delicacy. So first of all, we must have respect for ourselves. We must have affection and love for others. And we must have, respect means we must have discipline. We have to have the discipline. Because if you respect yourself, you will definitely discipline yourself and you will make it available. Now as you can realize that from my life itself, that I work very hard, travel a lot, much more than any one of you can do. Because I have the will that I have to bring this world to that state of enjoyment, to that state of happiness, to that state of divinity, where they realize what is their glory, what is the glory of their Father. So I work very hard, and I never even think that something will go wrong with me, or this will happen, what will happen. I never have bothered you about my family life, about my children, about anyone. Whatever problems I had, I am dealing with them myself. But here I get such big, big letters from Sahajogis, writing about their daughter, their son, this thing, that thing. Another thing is attachment to family is the biggest burden on your heads. And all the time you are worried about your children, you are worried about this, you are worried about that. That's not your responsibility. It can be proved. There's nothing to be afraid of or to worry about. This all can be proved to the scientists and to the other intellectuals and to some few people if they want to listen to us. If they don't want to listen to us, forget it. Because we are so powerful, why should we worry about them? But if they are willing to listen to us, then it's better that we tell them, now we have discovered this great power. And if it works out, if this great power works out, then only we can really fashion the whole world in a new way. I have great hopes from you people, but the seriousness with which you should take sajjho. For example, even meditation people don't do. Simple thing like meditation you people don't do. I can't understand. How will you grow without meditation? Unless and until you become thoughtlessly aware, you cannot grow. So you have to at least meditate morning, evening. There are many people who are not even collective by temperament. If they are staying in an ashram, they just think that ashram life is no good. And such people should really get out of Sahaja. Because they have not yet understood what is Sahaja Yoga is. Without collectivity, how will you grow? How will you assemble your power? You see, you know very well that in a sangha, in a group, in combining together, only you can be strong. It's a fact that if you have one stick, you can break it, but if you put many sticks together, you cannot break it. But there are still people I know who are still not so much in collectivity. Shows how poor they are in their understanding of their own self. And they are telling me that, Mother, we don't want to stay in the ashram now anymore, more. So they should get out of Sahaja. Without the collectivity, you cannot grow. Without the discipline of Sahaja Yoga, you cannot grow. It's better to have 10 people of good quality than to have 1,000 useless people. That's what is the will of God. So now, as you are today here, so many people, I'm really enamored to see so many people are there. And we have done so much of our growth and grown out of all those nonsensical things that we were following. But today, we have to take a vow that I'll now fashion my life according to the will of God. Absolutely. And dedicate myself to that. No family, no other considerations, just forget it. Nothing so important. Everything can be looked after by will of God. So if you just try to follow the will of God, your children will be looked after, everything will be looked after. You don't have to worry for anything. And that works. Just try to understand that you have problems because you don't want to give those problems to God. You want to keep it to themselves. That's why you have problems. If you decide that no, I just want to give these problems to the God's will, finished. Also there are some who want to say that we are not so capable, whether we can't do it. Saying like this also is stupid. You test yourself. See for yourself. So first of all, one has to understand, why do we say such a thing? Maybe that we are very money oriented, that we want to have money to ourselves or something like that. Or some people are there who talk of business also in surgery. There must be something like a money orientation or some sort of a material attachment that they say that we are not capable, we cannot change. The second could be this mamatva, as they call it, the attachment, your family, children, this, that. Or this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. This could be the second reason, that you think that you are not bold enough or you are not strong enough to do such. Thirdly, could be that you are still playing with your old habits and that you are enjoying your life without virtues. There can be some reason like that. So just try to locate, why am I behaving like this? Why am I not getting into the same beautiful path of my ascent as everybody has got it? If you introspect, you will find out that there is something wrong with me that I think I am not capable of doing. You are capable of doing everything. You just try this and enjoy it. So most important thing now remains is that you should become a proper, strong, compassionate vehicle of God's will. So, then what is most important, of course, I agree that you do my puja because that helps you a lot, no doubt. But other things are not important. So many other things you people tell me is not of importance. Main thing is that you should all ascend higher and higher and compete with each other in getting into higher situation. As it is, I think in such a short time we have achieved a lot, no doubt. But still we have to speed up and work it out. I am sure that this new science, or we can say that which is the absolute science, will one day outshadow the other science and tell people that this is what it is in your hands, you work it out. So today is the day we celebrate by which we have opened absolutely a new dimension, absolutely a venue of great divinity, of the proofs of divine. And this is something so great that we can really finish all the illusions they have about themselves, about their ego. We can manage that. That power you all have. May God bless you.